Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. We're going to have game 2 of this double hitter between the Braves and the Phillies. Hopefully, this is a better game than the first one. First one was a massacre by the Braves. Not that I don't mind the Braves winning, that's for sure. But let's look at the starting lineup. Ain't much difference in the starting lineups between these two teams in game number 2. We got, for the Milwaukee Braves leading off, one of the changes is Lee May playing right field. Playing second, Frank Boland. Batting third, playing third's Eddie Matthews. Hank Aaron moves over to center field, batting fourth. Batting fifth is first baseman Joe Adcock. Batting sixth, playing left field, is Frank Thomas. Batting seventh behind the plate is Joe Torre. Batting eighth, playing shortstop Roy McMillan. And on the mound for the Milwaukee Braves in game number 2 of this doubleheader is Bob BUHL. And the only difference in the Phillies lineup is who's pitching. So leading off, playing second base, is Tony Taylor. Batting second, playing left, is Johnny Collison. Batting third, playing center field, is Tony Gonzalez. Batting fourth, playing first base, is Don Detmer. Batting fifth, playing right field, is Wes Covington. Batting sixth, playing third base, is Charlie Smith. Batting seventh and doing the catching is Clay Dalrymple. Batting eighth, playing shortstop, is Bobby Malcolmus. And on the mound, like I say, the only difference in doing the pitching, batting ninth, Art MAHAFFEY. So let's see if Art can have a hell of a better game than what Chris Short did here, folks. That's for sure. So we go down here to Shimes Field for game number 2 of this doubleheader. Mahaffey's making his 27th start on the year, folks. He's got a 4.1 ERA. He's got a 6-9 record. And leading off for the Braves is going to be Lee May, batting .251, 14 home runs, 33 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Lee. And that's going to be a ground ball down second. And that'll be an easy play for Taylor. That'll be out number 1. So Art's already off to a better start than Short was. And that'll bring up Frank Boland, batting .285, 15 home runs, 62 RBIs. And that'll be a ground ball back to Art. He throws over to first, 2 up and 2 down. Here comes Eddie Matthews now. Eddie's batting .304 with 28 home runs and 95 RBIs. And that's going to be a base hit in the center field. Matthew gets aboard here with 2 outs. That brings up Aaron. Can Hank get the Braves on the scoreboard to start this first inning? Hank's batting .296, 25 home runs and 92 RBIs. And that's going to be a base hit in the center field also. Matthews will truck on down the third. So we got first and third now with 2 outs. Braves are making some 2-out noise here against Art. That'll bring up Joe Adcock, batting .280. Had a hell of a first game. 29 home runs now on the year, 91 RBIs. And that's going to be a single in the left. And that'll score Eddie. And Hank will end up down at third. All this happening, folks, with 2 outs. 2-out rally by the Braves gets them on the board 1-0. And if you're a Phillies fan, this is not who you want to see up. Frank Thomas is a hitting machine here lately. His batting average after game 1 has dipped down to .278 with 24 home runs, 72 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Frank. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Collison. That'll end the inning. But the Braves scratch a run across. It's the Braves 1. Phillies coming up the bat. You got Taylor, Collison, and Gonzalez to face Bob BUHL. Bob's 26th start of the year. He's got a 3.98 ERA. He's 11-10 on the season. And Tony's batting .258 with 1 home run and 23 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to McMillan. Max up with it. Gets Tony for out number 1. And here's Johnny Callison. And he's batting .232, 4 home runs, 21 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one off of Bob. And he drives that ball into the gap in left center. Frank Thomas gets over there, but he's rounding second, headed for third. And here's the throw. Matthew applies the tag, but it's too late. Callison's down at third, folks, with 1 out. And the Braves are going to play back here. They're not trying to give up a big inning. You got Tony Gonzalez, who's having one heck of a year for the AA7. I was going to, if Beatles was on, I was going to do the start that 1903 World Series. I like to make sure him and Ken Castro know that I'm going to start it. They're really looking forward to that, using Out of the Park 24, since it was such a massacre. But I figured since neither one of them was in the chat at the end of the game, I didn't want to start that 1903 World Series yet until I know both of them can be there. Like I say, Gonzalez is having one heck of a year for the Phillies with his .339 batting average, 14 home runs, 58 RBIs. Like I say, the Braves will play back. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield. That's down the first, and that's a rainmaker, folks. Joe Adcock is waiting and waiting and waiting. It finally comes down. The ball might even be a little wet, but that is a big out number 2 by Bob BUHL. Can he get out of this inning with Callison not scoring after that triple? And Don Detmer's up batting .249, 19 home runs, 57 RBIs. And he's going to get out of her, folks, because that's a ground ball down the second. Sorry, that's a line drive down the second. Don hit that right on the button, but right at Frank Bowen. And that'll end the inning. We go to the top of the second. It's the Braves 1, Phillies nothing. We got Torrey, McMillan, and BUHL due up. Torrey batting .245, 7 home runs, 34 RBIs. And that's going to be a lazy ground ball down the short. That'll be out number 1. And that brings up McMillan now. And Mac batting .218, 7 home runs, 46 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. Mac walks him, not what you want to do. Because Bob BUHL's up now with the 1 out. He's going to try to bunt Mac down the second. Here's the pitch to Bob, batting a .071 with 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 2. And he finally does get the bunt down, and it's a good one. It's bunted down to first base. Detmer's up with it. He'll fire over to Taylor covering first. And Mac will get down to second now with 2 outs. Back to the top of the order, and Lee May. May grounded out the second his first time up. Here's the pitch to Lee. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Well, no, it's not. It's going to be a swing and a miss. Strike 3. He strikes Lee out. The Braves strand Mac at second. We go to the bottom of the second. We got Covington, Smith, and Dalrymple due up here. West is batting .355, folks. He's having one heck of a year for these Phillies. The Braves got rid of him, traded him, I believe, to the White Sox. They traded him to Kansas City A's, and Kansas City traded him to Philadelphia. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Before we do that, let's look and see what West hit when he was with the Braves. Just to be curious here. When he was with the Braves, he batted .240 when he was with the Braves, folks. So nothing special. What did he do for the White Sox? Batted .250 for the White Sox. A $1.90 for the A's, and then he comes over to Philadelphia and he's just tearing it up, man. Just tearing it up. But like I say, this time that's just going to be a ground ball down the short. We're out number 1 here. Braves knew he was going to get this hot. They'd have kept him. Here comes Charlie Smith. Charlie's batting a $1.93 on the year. And that'll be a swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll be out number 2. That's Bob's first strikeout of the game. And that'll bring up Clay Dalrymple. And Clay's only hitting .202 on the year with 1 home run and 22 RBIs. And that'll be a ground ball down to Matthews. So 1, 2, 3 goes to Phillies. We go to the top of the 3rd. It's 1-0 Milwaukee. We got Bowen, Matthews, and Aaron due up here against Art. And Frank grounded out to the pitcher's first time up. And not this time, folks. He drives that ball up the gap. Art can't get to it, and that's in the center field for a leadoff single. So there's Frank down at first for the big boys. Braves are already up 1-0. Matthews singled and came around to score. Braves did all that with 2 outs in the first inning. Here's the pitch to Eddie. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going. Eddie Matthews is starting to heat up, folks. That is his 29th home run of the year and his 96th and 7th RBI. Braves are up 3-0. Bring up Hank Aaron up now. He singled his first time up. Nobody out, nobody on. And that'll be an easy ground ball down the 2nd. That'll be the first out here in the 3rd. That'll bring up Joe Adcock. Joe, he's got an RBI single, and he's starting to heat up too, folks. And he's still smoking hot, but he pops this one up, just gets under it. The ball drifts out into the left field. Charlie Smith goes out and makes a play on it, and Art's out of there. That'll be 2 outs now. Here's another guy that's starting to hit, folks. Old Frank Thomas flew out the left his first time up, and he's going to give it a try to center field this time, but Gonzalez got plenty of room out there at Shives Field, and that'll be a 1-2-3 inning for the Braves. No, it's not. Forgot about the 2-run homer by Matthews. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's Malcolmus, Art, and Taylor. So Bobby is batting .277 on the year, having a good year, 10 home runs, 27 RBIs. And that'll be a base on balls by Bob. What you want after you get a 3-run lead here. Here comes Art. He's going to try to sacrifice him in the scoring position. Mahaffey's batting .145. He does have a home run on the year, folks, with 2 RBIs, but they're going to have him bunt here. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 2. And he strikes him out. He fouled off 3 attempts to get the bunt down. So Art doesn't get the job done. So Bobby's down at first with 1 out now for the top of the order. Taylor grounded out the short his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Bob, after walking Bobby, comes back, strikes out the next 2. Now he's starting to look like Linda Ronstadt, and it's not because he's born in the USA, because he's throwing blue bayous. Old Johnny tripled his first time up, folks. And he gets a hold of this one, drives it in the right field. Lee Mays getting over there quick. He cuts it off. He keeps Callison from getting a double, but that'll put runners on the corners, folks. It's 1st and 3rd here with 2 outs. Malcolm is down at 3rd. Callison at 1st for Gonzalez, who popped up to the first base, had that rainmaker. And that's going to be hit down the second. Easy play for Frank Bolin. He tosses it over to Adcock at first, and that'll end the threat. The Phillies leave 2. We go to the top of the 4th. It's still 3-0 Milwaukee. And up comes the bottom part of the order here. Torrey, McMillan, and BUHL. Joe's 0 for 1 today. And he's going to be 0 for 2 with a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's Art's second strikeout of the game. Brings up McMillan now. Mac walked his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Art. Art mishandles that ball, folks. Doesn't compound it by throwing it away. But McMillan will make it down to first with 1 out. And Bob sacrificed him over to second last time up. He's going to give it a try again. Here's the pitch. And he puts the bunt down and fouls it off. Strike 1. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 2. This is what happened the last time. And then Bob came through with the 0-2 count. And not this time, I don't think. That's going to be a terrible bunt. And that ball is down back to the plate. And Bob Buhl's up with it. He's going to fire one down the short. Going to fire over to first, and that's going to be a 2-6-4 double play. And that'll end the inning, folks. Not what you wanted there. We go to the bottom of the 4th. We got Detmer, Covington, and Smith due up here for the Phils. And Don's 0 for 1. He hit the ball on a line shot right at Frank. Hit it hard off of Bob, but right to Frank Bolin. His first time up. And Bob pitches him carefully and walks him. I don't know about doing that. Not with a 3-run lead. Make him earn it. That brings up Wes Covington. He grounded out the short his first time up. He'll take another ground ball here. But not that kind of ground ball, because that ball gets up through the middle, and that's going to make first and second and nobody out. So all of a sudden now Bob Buhl's in a little bit of trouble here in the 4th. Up by 3. Tying run coming to the plate, and Charlie Smith, he struck him out his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Not deep enough. They're not going to test Hank's arm. With 1 out and already being in scoring position. And here comes the play. The catcher, Dalrymple. Maybe they can get a ground ball out of him and get a double play. He did ground out to Matthews his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd like they wanted, but it's a slow roller. Matthews isn't going to chance it. He's going to throw over and make sure he gets Dalrymple for 2 outs now. But that'll make second and third. 2 outs for Bobby Malcolmus. Detmer down at 3rd. Covington down at 2nd. West don't have a lot of speed, folks, but with 2 outs, he'll get a jump here. Bobby walked his first time up. The question is, do we walk him here and make Art beat us? And I think we do, because Bobby's having a heck of a year. So we're going to intentionally walk Bobby, load the bases, and trust Bob can get the ball over the plate here with Art up. So again, Art struck out his first time up. And he's going to fly out the left field to Frank Thomas. And that'll end the inning, and the Phillies strand 3. See if that comes back to bite him in the butt. And we go to the 5th. Milwaukee 3, Philadelphia nothing. We got the top of the order due up here against Art. May, Bolin, and Matthews. Lee is 0 for 2. He's grounded out to second and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Art doesn't mess this one up. He throws it over to Detmer, and that'll be out number 1 in the 5th. That'll bring up Frank Bolin now. Frank's 1 for 2 came around the score in the 3rd inning with his single. And that's going to be a lazy fly ball out to Callison. 2 up and 2 down. And here comes the man, Eddie Matthews. He is heating up now here in August, the end of August. 2 for 2 with a home run, 2 RBIs, and scored both times, folks. And they don't want no parts of Eddie. They walking. So now with 2 outs, the hammer's up. Can they make him pay, Art pay, for walking Matthews and deciding to pitch to him? Hanks 1 for 2, singled and grounded out the second. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Art did a good job pitching around Matthews. They leave 1. We go to the bottom of the 5th. We got the top of the order due up here for the Phillies. Taylor, Callison, and Gonzalez. Tony's 0 for 2, grounded out and struck out. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Lee May. He's out patrolling right field today. Makes the catch. That's a quick first out. And that brings up Johnny. He's 2 for 2 with a single and a triple, folks. Here's the pitch to Johnny. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Mac throws over to Adcock. 2 quick outs. I'll bring up Gonzalez. And Tony's 0 for 2 rather. Popped up and grounded out. And that's going to be a base on balls. Bob keeps flirting with this, folks. So you got a runner down at first now with 2 out for Detmer. And Don, he's 0 for 1 with a walk. Like I said, hit the ball right on the head. His first time up to Frank Bowen. And that ball is hit down the short. And Mac will toss it over to Frank covering at second. And that'll end the threat. We go to the top of the 6th. Still 3-0 Milwaukee. And we got Adcock, Thomas, and Torrey. Joe's 1 for 2 with an RBI single. And that's an easy ground ball down the second for Taylor. That'll bring up Thomas now with nobody on and 1 out. Can Frank get a hit here? He's flown out the left and the center. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Taylor, too. 2 ground balls, 2 outs. Now, what you want here if you're a Braves fan. Here comes Joe Torrey. And Joe is 0 for 2, grounded out and struck out. And that's going to be another ground ball, this one down the 3rd. And that'll end the inning, and the Braves go down in order. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Covington, Smith, and Dalrymple. Trying to cut into this 3-0 lead. West is 1 for 2, singled his last time up. And that's going to be popped up. Eddie Matthews running out in the left field. It's going to make the catch out there for out number 1. Nice play by Matthews. As they had Covington swung around to pull the ball. It brings up Charlie. He's 0 for 2, struck out and flew out. And that's going to be a swing and that's going to be a base on balls, Bob, with that W. So Smith walks on down the first. Again, that is the 5th base on balls for Bob. That brings up Dalrymple. Can they get a ground ball to erase it? He's grounded out to Matthews twice. And that's going to be a fly ball out to right field. Mays got it for out number 2. And it's up to Bobby Malcolmus to keep this inning alive here for the Phils. Bobby's 0 for 0. He's walked twice. Once was intentional. And they come back and get a big swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's only the 4th strikeout for Bob. But that was a big one. We go to the 7th inning. We got the bottom part of the order due up here. McMillan, BUHL, and May. Max 0 for 1 with a walk. He did reach his other time. He reached on an error. Here's the pitch to Mac. And that's going to be another walk. And Mac trots on down the first. And we're going to let Bob swing away here, folks. He's struggling trying to get the bunt down. Matter of fact, he bunted into a double play his last time. Here's the pitch to Bob. And that's going to be popped up in the foul territory. Dalrymple makes the play for out number 1. Mac still down at first for Lee May. May drive him around the bases here. He's 0 for 3. He's due, folks. And that's not what you want to see. That's a swing and a miss, strike 3, 2 outs after the walk to Mac. Brings up Frank Bolin. Takes a 2-out base hit to get some damage done. He's 1 for 3. And he squares this one up, folks. And that ball is hit into the gap in right field. And that'll score Mac. And that's a big insurance run here for the Braves. Makes it a 4-run game going into the bottom of the 7th. Hey, Phillip. Now you got Matthews up with Frank down there at second. Matthews is 2 for 2 with a walk. Do they pitch around him? Yeah, I say they do. I say they're going to intentionally walk Matthews. I know it sounds crazy, but they're going to pitch to Aaron. That'll set up a force play at every base, first and second. Aaron's 1 for 3, and he struck him out his last time up, folks. And the defense is going to let him down this time. And that's going to be hit in the center field. And Gonzalez misplays that. And Bolin's going to come around the score. There's going to be a play down at third. And here's a throw from Gonzalez over to Smith. And they apply the tag, and they're supposed to get Matthews out. Matthews is supposed to be thrown out. Put that in wrong. Let's try again here. Hey, Ken. Yeah, your field has been getting beat up in this doubleheader, Ken. So it's going to be a error. E8. Runner on second's going to score. Runner on first is going to get thrown out going to second. Going to third. See if I got it right this time. No, God darn it. This is the problem. It doesn't like base runners being thrown out on errors. See if I can figure this out. They think out with an error in this game, everybody's safe. Had this problem before. So let's see here. Again, it's an E8. Run on second's going to score. See if that'll get it done. No, that advances Matthews to third, and I don't want him advancing the third. Don't want him advancing the third. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. What we're going to do here is I'm going to let him go to second. Then I'll pick him off at second. So it's going to be an E8 runner. 1 second's going to score. We'll do that. Then we'll pick Matthews off at second. And then I'll go into the extended box score and switch everything around here. We'll do all work around. I don't like doing it that way, but we will. So now we'll go into extended box score. Extended box score. And building here. And take an assist away from Art. He doesn't get that 1 assist. Make that 2 assists. And let's see here. Go back down here. And with I'd cocked the right-handed hitter up. I'm sure the put out went to the shortstop. So we'll take a put out away from Bobby. And then we'll give Gonzalez an assist. And I don't want his batting, I want his fielding. So we'll give Gonzalez an assist. And we'll give Smith another put out. If he doesn't have any, it'll be his first put out. Sorry about this. Oh, does it happen in ball? That, yeah, like I say, not that I care an ounce and out, but I like to get it right. I don't know. Kind of stupid to go through all this just to give somebody an assist and a put out, but we'll get her right. And I'll see if they got go up here. And if they give Matthews a caught stealing, I'll take that away. No, they didn't give him a caught stealing. Okay. All right, folks. That's a lot of work, but we got her right. And back to the ball game here. We got the bottom of the seventh inning stretch. We'll have a pitch hitter here for Art, and then we'll have Taylor and Callison due up. And let's see who's going to come off the bench and pitch hit. Elmer, probably the only lefty, and it is. Elmer's the only lefty. I'm thinking about starting that World Series this weekend. Ken, I was going to do it after the massacre of game number 1. I don't know if you watched game number 1. It was a massacre. The Braves just killed the Phillies. But you and Beatles wasn't in here, and I don't want to start that project until you guys are here to watch it. So I'm thinking maybe Sunday night. What do you think? We'll start it Sunday night. Heck, we can start it tonight, but I know Beatles normally goes out and plays music on Saturdays. So we'll have to try to get with him, see what he's doing either Saturday night or Sunday night and get that project started. I'm really itching to get her started at least. I'm in no rush with this like I am this one. Heck, we might only do it late at night. And another thing I'm debating. Oh, Sunday night's great. Another thing I'm debating, you tell me what you think. Do you want to do it pitch by pitch or at bat? I'm thinking about doing pitch by pitch. Yeah, I know. If he's home tonight, it'd be awesome to do tonight. But like I say, he normally plays music on Saturdays. But yeah, like I say, my other question is, do you guys want it pitch by pitch or at bat at bat? Of course, a bat's quicker. I don't know how long of a game it'll take me to do pitch by pitch, especially if we do it at 9, 10 o'clock at night. But again, that's up to you all. I'm looking forward to it. It don't bother me which way we do it. Here's Elmo. Elmo's having a heck of a year, limited at bats, batting .333 with no home runs and 1 RBI. Here's the pitch to Elmer. And that's going to be a pop up down the third. Matthews out there in left field again. Makes a nice catch. And that'll be out number 1. That ball was in fair territory. That would have been a base hit. So that's 1 down here. Excuse me, in the bottom of the 7th. Tony's up now. He's 0 for 3. And that's going to be a ground ball, guess where? Frank Bowling. All right, man. We'll see how it goes. I might do the first game pitch by pitch, see how it goes. And if it doesn't drag too long, like I say, the only thing with out of the park, I think with doing pitch by pitch, it may be easier to track the darn game, but I don't know. We'll give it a try and we'll do pitch by pitch maybe the first game. And if we don't like it, we can always get heck, if we don't like it after a few innings, we can switch it. That ain't a problem either. You can switch during the game. So that ain't a problem. Yeah. All righty, now there's 2 outs. Johnny Callison's up. He's 2 for 3 with a triple and a single, folks. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. The Phillies go down in order here in the 7th. We go to the top of the 8th. It's 5-0 Milwaukee. And I think the Phillies are in the dugout drinking stuff that made Milwaukee famous, folks. Got it. Aaron, Adcock, and Thomas due up here. A bunch of righties. They come back here with Jack, who didn't do well in game number 1. Do they bring the lefties in? I think they come back here. Heck, yeah, I think they come back here with Jack. Jack's going to come out of the bullpen and at least pitch the 8th inning. He might not pitch the 9th, but they're going to try to get him to pitch the 8th inning. He didn't do too much in game number 1. All righty. Let's see what Jack can do here. Can he do a better job than what he did in game number 1? Like I say, he'll be facing Aaron, Adcock, and Thomas. And Chris Short, who started that game, he's warming up along with Lehman in the bullpen. If they need to, Chris Short will come in the game here, folks. Try to get through this. Heck, I forget how many batters he even faced in game number 1. It wasn't many. Faced 14 batters. Yeah. All righty. Let's see if Jack can get through this 8th inning for the Phils. Here's the pitch to Joe Adcock. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI, and that's going to be a ground ball down to Charlie at third. Up with it for out number 1. And Joe Adcock's up. Frank Thomas is up now after Joe just grounded out. Frank's 0 for 3. Have they figured Frank out here, folks? He was smoking hot. And they have. That's a ground ball down to Taylor, and he's going to get the collar today. He's going to go 0 for 4 unless the Phillies have a great comeback here in the 8th and 9th. That brings up Joe Torre. He's 0 for 3. Still not hitting, folks. And still not hitting because that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Jack comes in, gets a 1-2-3, top of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Gonzalez, Detmer, and Covington due up. And Tony's 0 for 2 with a walk. He walked his last time up, but he gets a hold of this one off of Bob. And that ball is driven into the gap in right field, bounces off the wall. He's in there with a stand-up double to lead off this 8th inning. We'll let Bob go a little bit here, folks, with a 5-run lead, but not too far. Doesn't have a short leash, but there is a leash on him. And Don Detmer's 0 for 2, a walk, a line drive out, and a fielder's choice. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Frank Thomas. That'll be out number 1. And Gonzalez will stay put. He's not advancing on that one. So you still got a runner down at second now for Wes Covington, who's having a decent game here and a decent double hitter. He's 1 for 3. Here's the pitch to West. And that's going to be a base on balls. Now we got first and second. One swing and a bat from Charlie here can make this game very interesting. And Elmer was just up, and he was hunting at rabbits. And Charlie's 0 for 2 with a walk. His last time up. Here's the pitch to Bob. And that's going to be a base hit in this left field. And that's going to score Charlie. And West, with his speed, is going to hold up at second. And all of a sudden, the Phillies get on. It's 5-1. Like I say, like to see Bob make it through this 8th inning. He's due to bat second, but I don't know. Give him a little more rope to hang himself here. He got Clay up. A ground ball could get him out of this. Clay's 0 for 3. He's grounded out the third twice and flew out the right. And that's going to be a comebacker to the mound. And Bob's going to spin around. He's going to throw that ball down McMillan. He's going to throw it over to Joe Adcock, and that's a 1-6-3 double play, folks. And Bob gets out of the mess. With only 1 run scoring, we go to the top of the 9th. It's 5-1. You got McMillan. We'll probably have a pitch hitter for Bob, and then May. And do we leave Jack in the game? That is the question. We might do a double switch here. Might do a double switch in case they come back. And that's what we're going to do. Even though you got a righty, you got the bench has some decent lefties on it, and then Lee May. So Lehman's going to come in the game, and he's going to bat in the 7 hole. Clay's going to come out. The worst part is the backup catcher is Al Kenders, and he's not much of a hitter, but that's what you got to go with. You got to go with what they give you. So Al will come in. He'll bat in the 9 hole. Let's make this move here. So what I love about no stinking DH. Makes you think a little bit here. So Ken will come in. He'll bat in the 7th hole. I said 6, but it's the 7 hole for Clay. And then we'll go to the bench. And I'm pretty sure they don't have anybody else besides Al that can catch, but we'll check and make sure. No, Al's the only catcher they got on the bench. So Al's going to come in here and hit in the 9 hole. And we go to the bottom part of the Braves order here in the 9th. See what Lehman can do here. And Ken is making his 44th appearance with a 4.28 ERA. He's 4-4. He has 4 saves on the year. And he's facing Roy McMillan, who's 0 for 1 with 2 walks, reached on an error. Came around the score on one of those walks. And he greets him with a pop up down the 3rd. That'll be out number 1 here. Nice play by Charlie out in left field. 1 down. We'll have a pitch hitter here for Bob. Let's see who's going to come off the bench here. And let's see. We're going to bring up old John Detmer. John's going to come on here and try to get on. Get that run back that they gave up in the 8th. There's John. Yeah, exactly, Beatles. Hey, I was just talking to Ken, Beatles. I'm thinking about starting that 1903 World Series this weekend. I was thinking about doing that tonight or tomorrow. I know you play music, and I definitely want you and Ken to be there when we start it. What would be the best night for you, bud? If you're here tonight, we'll start it tonight. If not, we'll do it Sunday if that's good for you. I was going to do it after that massacre, but you left the chat. So I didn't want to start it without you and Ken, like I say. But yeah, we'll start it this weekend. Give me a little break from this. I don't want to take a break. But yeah. Like say the Saturday or Sunday night, whichever suits you best. All right, we got Don Detmer up against Ken Lehman. Old John's only batting a buck 92. Does have 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. Okay, then we'll definitely do it Sunday, Ken. 9 or 10 o'clock, Beatles. What works good on Sunday? We'll do it Sunday evening when everybody else is watching the NBC game. Yeah, like I say, we'll just plan it for Sunday. That way we don't have to worry about it. All right, we'll do 9 o'clock, Ken, if that works for you. We'll do 9 on Sunday. We'll get this 1903 game. And heck, like I say, it all depends on how quick the game goes. Another question I had for Ken Beatles. Do you want at bat or do you want pitch by pitch? Like I say, Ken says he doesn't care if it's pitch by pitch or at bat. Me and you both, Beatles. I think it's going to be a heck of a good ride. And I think I got everything set up real nice for out of the park. Okay, we'll start off with pitch by pitch and see how it goes, bud. That's how we'll do it. So Sunday at 9 o'clock. All righty, and here's the pitch to John Detmer. 1 down, nobody on here in the top of the 9th. Braves leading 5-1. And we dropped the dice for the first time today and making an official ball game. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Charlie's got it. He's going to fire over the first, and that'll be 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. And we're back to the top of the order in Lee May. And Lee's 0 for 4. He's got the collar. Yeah, long project. I think I calculated it, Ken. If it goes 7 and 9 games, it's over 800 and some games. But what the hell? I love long projects. Yeah. Yeah, I love long projects. I don't do no short stuff. So what the heck? That'll be something fun to be getting into. So here's the pitch to Lee May. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Bobby at short. That'll be a 1-2-3 inning. Exactly, Beatles. And like I say, I just got to get it in my head that I ain't going to get this done in no quick year or so. It's going to take a while. So what the heck? This be something to do in the evenings and stuff like that. Nothing big, nothing to rush through. I won't get that deer in the headlight look and try to go crazy on it like I do this. All righty, let's see here. You got Bobby, Kenders, and Taylor due up. And then when was the last time Don pitched? We might bring Don in just to get him some action here. Let's see here. Even though it's not a save opportunity, yeah, it's been 4 games since he pitched. So Don's going to come in here, pitch the 9th. Like I say, it's not a save opportunity, but we're going to get him in the game. He needs some action. Because let's see here, the rest of them that we got in the bullpen. Tony pitched 2 days ago. So did, I'll put in the wrong guy, Don, that says pitched 2 days ago. So wait a second here. Is that Notebook? Would redo this. Clicked on the wrong one. Might have been Don Notebook that hasn't pitched in a while. So maybe we'll bring in Notebook. Did I look at the wrong Don? Might have been the wrong Don. Don pitched 2 days ago. Okay. Put Bob back in there so I can see who in the heck pitched. Put Bob back in there. Now look here. Okay, let's look here. Looks like they all pitched 2 days ago. Yeah, I used the whole. That probably was a double hitter. Yeah, I could do it that way, Beatles. Oh, exactly. It'll be awesome, won't it? Jeez, you Pete's two best teams every year going at it. Well, up until 2000 and something. And then the two best teams didn't always make it to the World Series. You got a point, Ken. Exactly. Yep. I love that. That's a good way of looking at it. Yep. So who are we going to bring in? Since everybody pitched, and I guess that was a double hitter games too. So I think we're just going to go with my original and bring in Don McMahon, get him in the game here. It's what my original thought was. We'll stick with it. Yeah, I agree with you, Ken, buddy. Yep. Poor Robbie. I hear you, Beatles. Yep. All right. So Don will come in, and they'll be facing the bottom part of the order. Bobby's 0 for 1. 2 walks, though. Struck out his last time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Lee May. That'll be out number 1 here in the 9th. And that brings up Al Kenders, who came in on the double switch, batting .220. No home runs, no 2 doubles, and no RBIs on the year. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Frank Thomas, 2 up and 2 down. And the Phillies are down to their last out, and it's Tony Taylor, who has been hitting the Braves pitching pretty good until this game. He's 0 for 4. Batting .255, 1 home run, 23 RBIs. Can he keep the game alive for the Phils? No, that's a lazy fly ball. Lee May camps under it, makes the catch, and this game is over, folks. Oh, exactly. Yep, correct. I like that, Ken. Yeah. Yep. The Pacific Coast League, exactly. Yep. All righty, let's take a look here at the box score. At least this was a ball game, folks, and not a massacre. The Braves still, they're trying to get the hell out of Philadelphia as fast as they can with that first game. Sure. And the Braves, they was pretty productive. 5 runs on just 6 hits. No errors. The Phillies 1 run on 5 hits and 2 errors. Frank Boland and Eddie Matthews, they're starting to crank it out, folks. 2 for 4 and 2 for 2. Matthews with 2 walks. One of them was intentional. 2 for 4 with runners in scoring position. Boland with a double. Excuse me. And Eddie Matthews with a home run. Braves only left 5 on base. That's pretty good, Ken. They probably do. They probably do. Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yep. They think they're riding a bull and done in 8 seconds, right? Correct, Beatles. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, they think they're in the PBR. Yeah. Done in 8 seconds. You got, oh, Johnny Callison had a good game. He was 2 for 4. Wes Covington's still doing good, 1 for 3. Phillies were 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position, left 9 on. Yeah, the 8 seconds. Yeah. Throw your hat off and claim victory. Old Bob BUHL picks up his 12th win, goes to 12 and 10, 8 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, walked 6, struck out 5. Don comes in just to get some work, folks. Breezes through the 9th. Poor Art, he drops to 6 and 10, 7 innings, 6 runs, 6 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, walked 4, struck out 4, and gave up the home run to Eddie. Old Jack comes in, does a hell of a lot better job than what he did in game number 1. Got a strikeout in 1 inning. And Lehman comes in and pitches a nice 9th inning. And that's your ball game, folks. Well, thank you, Ken, buddy. I love you guys too, man. It's awesome. Having a blast. Having a blast with this. All righty, what do we got? 3 more games? Oh, no, we got some double headers here, folks. We got the Dodgers with a double header against the Reds out in Cincinnati. Let's see what happens here in Cincinnati, Ohio. First game here. Reds are in 3rd place. They need to start winning, folks. They're starting to fade. Joey J against Williams. And Joey gets the win here. The Dodgers only 1 run on 4 hits and no errors. The Reds 3 runs, 7 hits and an error. How many wins is that for Joey now? I think that might be the lead now. His 15th win. I think that's going to lead the National League in wins. Can the Reds sweep the Dodgers? You got Drysdale against Johnson. Drysdale not having a great year. He's 8 and 12 with a 4.52 ERA. Can the Reds get to him? Keeps herself in this race. The Reds sweep the doubleheader. Dodgers 4 runs on 8 hits and an error. The Reds 8 runs, 14 hits and an error. Oh, Penson goes 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Johnson goes the distance for the Reds. An 8-hit, 4-run game. And now we got the Cubbies traveling to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to take on the Pirates in a doubleheader. The Pirates gave the Braves all they wanted, I guarantee you that. Here comes the Cubbies into town. Let's see what happens here. See if old Clemente increases his batting average, leading both the National and Major Leagues. The Pirates beat up on the Cubbies there, Beatles. So Gibbon goes the distance, 8 hits on run, and 2 errors by the Cubbies. The Pirates, 6 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. Let's take a look at the box score here. That's the one that started it all. 1968, cool. Darn, that's awesome. Only missing 2 cards. Yeah, exactly, Beatles. That is exactly right. Clemente with the home run in this game. Man, Don with a home run. Mazeroski finally starting to hit, Beatles. He was 2 for 4 with a home run. Pirates were 3 for 6, left 5 men on base. Sure. Like I say, Joe goes the distance, 9 innings, 8 hits, 1 run, scattered some hits though. Pretty darn good. Take a look here. Gave up a leadoff double in the first. Gave up a leadoff double in the third. Then he gave up 2 singles in the sixth. Okay. And man, he was giving up leadoff doubles left and right. And finally they cashed in on the one in the eighth. Man, that's crazy. So he pitched himself out of some trouble, that's for sure. All righty, let's see if they can sweep this doubleheader against the Cubbies, Beatles. Hey, Doug. Yeah, go Bucks. I was glad. I don't want to ruin it, but yeah, watch Legends Sports Universe, man. Great game. The Pirates sweep the doubleheader in Pennsylvania. They beat the Cubbies 2 runs on 8 hits and no runs for the Cubbies. The Pirates 4 runs on 9 hits and an error. Oh, Stewart goes 3 for 4 with a home run and 2 RBIs. See what Clemente did in this game. He was 1 for 4. His batting average is at 361 still, though. Sure. Christopher and Stewart both had home runs. Pirates coming on like gangbusters against the Cubbies. Now we need the Cardinals to help out the Braves here. Got Mazeroski against Jackson. Marischal, rather. Sure, get it right. Marischal on the year is 12-5 with a 3.4 ERA. Oh, you think it's going to be a new PC game? That would be big news. Yeah, I was carrying on last night saying the big news is going to be the 2023 season's coming out. Really, really big news. Oh, the Giants beat up on the Cardinals. 13 runs, 14 hits, no errors. The Cardinals 3 runs on 5 hits and an error. All righty, let's take a look at the standings here in the National League and the leaderboard after the 27th. That would be that's asking a lot, Beatles. Yeah. Beatles says hopefully Strat will follow the examples of Out of the Park and Digital Diamond include all the seasons. Yeah, that I like the idea. So the Braves hold a 1-game lead over the Giants. The Reds, like I say, are 9 games back. They can't afford to lose any more ground. The Cardinals are 13.5 games back. Cubbies are 15.5 games back. Dodgers 16.5 games back. The Pirates 17.5 games back. And the Phillies, after losing that doubleheader, go to 31.5 games back. And like I say, Clemente with his 361 batting average leading the National League and the major leagues. You got the 2 teammates tied with 33 home runs, Cepeda and Mays. Cepeda with 115 RBIs. And the next closest is Mr. Gene Freeze for the Reds with 104. Warren Spahn still leading the National League with a 2.56 ERA. You got Burdette and Joey J now, both of them with 15 wins on the year. And Don with his 29th saves leading the National League. You got Cepeda still leading in MVP. And Lou Burdette took over the Cy Young votes, folks, over Spahn and Jay. And O'Toole's right there, too. Marischal starting to make up some ground. Let's see who's hot here. Eddie Matthews and Joe Adcock's starting to hit. Like I say, Clemente, he's batting .377 in his last 12 games. And Mick batting .405. Got that batting average up there now. And like I say, Eddie Matthews, .365. Howard with a 10-game hitting streak for the Yankees. Blanchard with a 6-game hitting streak. Johnny Blanchard's hitting streak. I got to show you that, folks. That is crazy. Let's go back here to the Yankees in his last 6 games. I think he's homered in like 5 of them. I knew he was hot, but man, he is freaking way hot. In a parallel universe. I like it, Beatles. Yeah. Yeah. We have to get some quantum physics and make those universes collide. Yeah, 405 is right. But let's look here at Blanchard's last 6 games, folks. It is crazy what he's done in his last 6 games. And 2 of them have been pitch hit home runs to win the game. That's what's amazing. Oh, Johnny. He's coming to life here in the last part of August. 3 for 5, 1 for 1 with a home run. Like I say, that was a game-winning home run. And then he was 1 for 1 again, another pitch hit, game-winning home run. 2 for 4, 2 home runs. Then 1 for 3, and then like I say, 2 for 5 with a home run. So that's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. Yeah, 6 games, and I was wrong. I thought it was 5 out of 6. It was 4 out of 6 that he's hit home runs. And the one game was a two-run homer game. Crazy. Let's look at the Mick here, since they're talking about him hitting 400. Oh, hey, Legends. Great games, bud. Great games. Look at that. Well, Mick was 0 for 3. 2 for 5, 0 for 3, 2 for 3, 4 for 6, 1 for 3, 2 for 5. But there's the part about Mick and this year. 2 walks, a walk, 2 walks, a walk. I mean, 1 walk. He was Barry Bonds before Barry Bonds. I mean, he doesn't get a lot of opportunities some games, man. Doesn't get a lot of opportunities. What is his on-base percentage here? 430. And actually he's under what he's supposed to do. Of course, his batting average is a little lower, but yeah, 430 on-base percentage. Cool, Legends. I appreciate it, man. I'm going to start that 1903 World Series Legends on Sunday at 9 o'clock. You want to check it out. Going to get her started. Roger, let's see what Rogers has been doing, because he had that 3-run homer game. Roger 3 for 4, but up until then he was struggling. He was 0 for 14 entering that game when he blasted them 3 home runs. Yeah. Yeah, Roger's been struggling just a little bit. I'll tell you, he's been struggling a little bit, and I hate to admit it because I love it. That was old Scouring. He's starting to struggle for me. 0 for 3, 0 for 3, and 0 for 3. Yeah. 0 for 4, 0 for 3, 0 for 3. Yeah. Like I say, the Moose is starting to struggle a little bit. But I'll tell you who's starting to pick it up. And that's Mr. Howard. Howard's starting to hit. So when one starts to struggle, the other picks it up. It's the thing with that lineup. It is so deep. Look at that. 3 for 4, 2 for 3, 1 for 4, 4 for 5, 1 for 4, 2 for 5, 2 for 4, 1 for 4, 2 for 4, 1 for 2, Finally, he goes 0 for 4. How many game hitting streaks that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 game hitting streak. Like I said, I knew Howard was starting to smack the ball around. And of course, Bobby Richardson. As soon as he started hitting, though, it's funny, Quebec stopped. Yeah, get both of them going at the top of that lineup. That'll be crazy. Of course, I say that, and Bobby went 0 for 4, 1 for 5, 1 for 5, 1 for 4, 2 for 6, 1 for 4, 2 for 5, 1 for 5, 1 for 5, 2 for 3, 2 for 5, 1 for 5, 3 for 5. So he had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He had a 13 game hitting streak until he went 0 for 4, but he did walk. But like I say, as soon as he started hitting, then Quebec started to slow down. Let's look at Tony. Yeah, Legends. I think you do great. But yeah, yep, I agree 100% with Ken. Yeah, poor Tony. He's cooled off. 0 for 3, a 1 for 4, an 0 for 4, an 0 for 2, 2 for 5, not a bad game, a 1 for 4, an 0 for 4, a 1 for 4, an 0 for 4, a 3 for 5, an 0 for 4. Yeah, like I said, Quebec, he slowed up here in the month of August. Bobby took over in August, and Tony has slowed down because Tony was batting over like 285. Same thing with the Moose. I think the Moose is down to 270s now. He was up at the 285 mark almost all year. Yeah, Moose is now batting 277. Like I say, he was up at 285 all year. But like I say, you got Howard and Quebec's kind of picked up where those two are. And Yogi's been having one hell of a year. He's Mr. Clutch also. Sure. Yogi's batting 313 on the year. Oh, I agree 100%. Yep. Yeah, there is a second portion of the comment. Yes, there is, Legends. Yes, there is. Alrighty, guys. Well, I'm going to get off of here. What time is it? Going on 3 o'clock. I might be back on later here this evening. I know the legend says he's not doing nothing until Monday. Beatles isn't sure if he'll be around tonight. So, like I say, I might be on here later on this evening, folks. Let's see who the Yankees got next. Like I say, I know the Braves got the final game of this Phillies season. That'll be the next game. It was a 5-game series, Ken, against the Phillies. You got Spawn against Rockin' Robin Roberts to finish this series out. Then who do the Yankees take on? The Yankees travel to Minnesota to take on the Twins. Let's see what's going on here between the Yankees and the Twins this year. I think the Twins have played the Yankees pretty tough. Well, like I say, let me know, Legends, if you're going to do something tonight. That'll be awesome. Yeah. Let's see here. The Yankees against the Twins. Where's the Twins at? 10-5. Not as close as I thought. This must be some close games. Yeah, 10-5. Let's see who the Who's the Tigers got coming up here? It's first few games in September is the Tigers and the Yankees, a 3-game series. Let's see who the Tigers got left before they play the Yankees. I think they play the White Sox, if I remember right. I think they play the White Sox before they play the Yankees. Yeah. They got one more game against the Senators, and then the White Sox travel to Detroit. Let's see what the Tigers have done against the White Sox. Yankees would love to go into that September series with double-digit lead here. Let's see here what the Tigers have done against Chicago. Where's Chicago at? They played them tough. Tigers are 9-6 against the White Sox, so it's possible. It's possible to pick up a few games here. Both of them are freaking on a fire. Yankees have won 8 in a row. The Tigers have won, but they're 8-2 in their last 10 games. The Tigers are. Like I say, the Yankees would love to keep out at a double-digit lead going into those 3 games. They could take 2 out of 3 in those 3 games. I'm not saying it locks it up, but it puts a hurting on the Tigers. Tigers, I think, need to sweep the Yankees. They got 7 games against the Yankees left. And that's the difference. The Yankees have had the Tigers number. I think the Tigers are like 9-2 against the Yankees. Yeah. Tigers are only won 2 games against the Yankees. That's 7 games right there. Sure. Out of the 10. Yep. If they was even 500, this would be one hell of a close race, which is what it really was a hell of a close race until September. The Yankees did come in and sweep the Tigers in real life. And after that, they never looked back. Yankees went on like a 13-game winning streak, and the Tigers went on like a 10-game losing streak in September. That's how the Yankees got that 8-game advantage. Okay, Legends. Legend says it all depends on when his pretty half of the house dozes off. I might be on before that then, Legends. Yeah, I might do a game around 7 to 8, something like that then. Yeah, like I say, we'll finish that series off with the Phillies and go from there. See what can happen here with Rockin' Robin Roberts going up against Mr. Spawn, Warren Spawn. See if the Phillies can bounce back here after this doubleheader. Alrighty, folks. Like I say, we had some great conversation here. Like I say, Sunday, 9 o'clock, we'll get that 1903 World Series with Out of the Park started, folks. So look out for that. I want to thank Legend Sports Universe. Check out his great channel. He's in the playoffs now, folks, of the Franchise All-Star League. Check that out. His first game will be Pittsburgh against the Expos, folks. Wild card game. Go Bucks. Doug Hunt, thank him for showing up. Ken Castro, Beatles Eternally. Check out his great channel. He did a nice game yesterday, folks. Check that out. Okay, like I say, yeah, like I say, Legends, I'll do a game before 10:30 then. Definitely make sure I get on before you then. Yep. Was anybody else in the house? Philip Reynolds, check out his great channel. He's been doing some History Maker baseball. I believe that was everybody, folks. All righty. Oh, you're welcome, Doug. Like I say, you all have a great afternoon. We'll see you around 7:30, 8 o'clock, something like that we'll try. Until then, folks, you have a great one. Take care.